Thanks, everybody. So fundamentally, we're called Gamedesk, but it's based on the principle that the most profound way a person can learn is through experience. Life is an experience, and so how can we make learning like life? And so if you think about the human mind and what we understand about cognition, one could think about experiencing learning as portals of learning. So this is my grandfather's generation. He would tell you that his portals to learning was the local schoolhouse. He grew up in Vinton, Louisiana, population 12 and a dog. And you know, he wasn't an avid reader. Most of his experience was from his father around farming. If you look at my generation, we have television, video games, early online, but it's a whole different world. It's a whole different ballgame today. Information is multimodal, multi-accessed in a variety of forms, and not only are kids accessing these variety of forms and interacting with them, but they are participating in building and designing them themselves. We've moved into a time that's called the participatory age, where technology is now intuitive enough and affordable enough to have kids at a very young age build cultural relative artifacts at a very young age. So the other thing that is really important to think about is that the current school system really focuses on a fraction intellect of what is actually required to be a resilient, awesome, happy, fulfilled human being. And so there's a huge empty space, a vacuum of content and technology that is needed to augment the school experience. So this is happening all around us, happening on a world stage, but where it's not happening is in the classroom. And so the question is, what can we put in the classroom? What can we put on devices that basically expand the potential of learning for all of us and our children? The other thing to really think about is, I was at the Clinton Global Initiative, and these were like, if you look at like just the US alone, there's a lot of crisis going on. Now, some people believe that education for our children is about preparing them for college, preparing them for society. I would argue that you do not want to prepare them for this, because we're already not doing it right. The question is, we should be preparing them to fix our problems. So what does that mean? So that is something to really think about. And so with that in mind, you know, these other types of competencies, emotional thinking, collaboration, perspective taking, tolerance, long-term thinking, systems thinking, are types of things that we can explore. And so you guys want to see what this looks like? The other thing to note is when you're a kid, you're really openly exploring and playing with all these different systems, financial systems, domestic systems, historical systems, and then something happens and you stop doing this. Why? I do not know. So the key is, how do we keep this going? So let's take a quick look at what this looks like. So what better way to understand planets and orbits and gravity? Do we have sound or no?
It's a mini planet. It is coming towards Earth, as you can see, and eventually it'll crash into Earth and destroy
all humanity.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm trying.
There, that's a good orbit right there.
Wait, what if we just give them two different orbit cycles?
That's what I was trying to say. I think that works. So that's good. That's good. That's good.
So there.
That's good. And now this one is on that orbit. Yeah.
Go, hit it.
Guessing that has gravity, so if this was still towards.
So here what they're doing is they're exploring and trying to build different solar systems, and then they're sharing it with groups. This is kinetic learning. This is using the LEAP controller. I don't know if you guys have played with the LEAP controller, but this is us playing with the LEAP controller.
For this one, you need to pull the
What better way to learn
plate
plate tectonics than to
that's
DJ the Earth?
The game taught me that convergent means to go together, and since volcanoes rise, like the magma rises up, and that's when it erupts.
This is really great. This teaches kids algebra without even realizing that they're learning algebra. It moves from like a visual card-based system to numbers.
They both cancel each other out, and it started looking like algebra.
Yes! I did it!
Dragon Box really taught me how to do algebra. Every week I ask for 10 algebra questions. I love algebra.
You don't hear that every day. So not only intellect, but emotion. So this
Students
is
need to
Dojo. It
understand
reads your
themselves,
pulse
their
and skin
emotions,
conductance.
their
The only way you can beat any of the games is by learning how to chill out.
To adults. Dojo is one thing that they can go play.
My favorite level is the frustration maze. It's
So you
called
guys
the
ever play
frustration maze
Operation
because
when
you
you were a
get
kid? This
frustrated
is
while you're
like
playing it.
super
The ball
Operation.
gets smaller and bigger based on your heart rate. It practices how to calm, so then when you're in the real world, you can calm yourself down the same way that you did.
Yeah. This is actually showing how you can go from digital to physical. It's not all just about the digital. We want to show that you can do this with everyday materials.
Kinetic energy.
So here kids are
is
learning
energy you're
potential and
using.
kinetic
Once
energy.
you
They're
drop,
designing their own
you
roller
get rid of
coasters.
the potential energy.
And here we're actually
And then
using a
it becomes
physical
dissipated
exercise
energy,
as an
but you're also
assessment. But
making
also, if
kinetic.
you don't have technology around, these are games that you can build and design that allows kids. It's PVC pipe and tubing. It's the way of thinking is what matters. And who, of course, we'll end on
This class we learn
Minecraft,
with
the
Minecraft.
#1 phenomenon for
we
kids
drew
these
the
days. But
number
this is
line.
using
But this
Minecraft
time
to
we're
teach math.
making it. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 1.
Minecraft could be used for like a lot of things, like binary, DNA, slope, area, perimeter.
What I'm gonna do is make the floor plan 5x5. That's the area.
And I'm also learning about like engineering in Minecraft. When we like build stuff, you have to find the slope, and you also have to like find the area to like know how much materials you need.
So these are the columns, the area, the roof, and the length times width is 9x9.
What Educade does is it gives teachers a database.
So this is another platform I'm going to show you, Educade, that we built with AT&T, and that's
the number one
that's
thing that
cultural
game-based
change
learning
agent,
in
and I'll walk you
Minecraft
through
has
what that
affected
means.
my classroom is the culture. The kids are so excited to learn, and they're so excited to show off what they're learning.
Sweet. All right, cool. So that gives you like a nice sample. And so for all you guys, designers and visualists, I'm going to kind of walk you quickly through some of the things that we've done. This is Aero. It's aerodynamics. The challenge was, could you teach complex early college level aerodynamics to 6th graders by using simulation and immersion? And we did this with Bill Nye the Science Guy. And you know, if you look at aerodynamics if you Google it, you'll see like a 2D representation, and it'll show the force vectors. But that's a 2D representation fundamentally trying to describe a 3D phenomenon of all forces acting on something at the same time. However, if you become a bird and you start feeling these vectors act on you, then you can very much attune to these things much more quickly. And so we've done both iPad and we've done motion capture, and we built some wings, and kids can strap on some wings. Dojo, as you guys have seen, these are all the Dojo masters. Each one teaches a different technique: breathing, self-talk, meditation. The Geomoto, trying to basically teach movement and kinesthetics. This is our new game. It's Science of Golf. And you play on 9 different planets with completely different atmospheres and gravity, and you have to understand how physics works on different planets. It's crazy to play golf on different planets. Not only do we design games and technology, but we design spaces. So this is a classroom before, and we wanted to create a dream space, an ideation space for kids, and it became a big writable egg. And so this is an ideation space. This is another traditional classroom turned into a maker's lab, full of creativity and making and building. This is like a larger space turned into the holodeck. And so really, you know, we're just a bunch of Imagineers trying to completely rethink this whole education thing and having a lot of fun. For all you UX, UI designers, this is our baby. This is basically every possible interactive learning modality that we could find on the planet, and creating basically Facebook for teachers and homeschool parents. It also has a huge library, over 800 lesson plans and thousands of tools and apps. And it has a great persona system. It has the ability to create multimedia lesson plans. It also allows you to create your own. So we created WordPress for dummies. And it's all visual oriented, so that any teacher or parent can add. We're taking this to a whole nother level, and we're looking for UX, UI, and visual designers to help us take it to the next level. And of course, doing metrics on what's going on with all the teachers around the country and how they're changing. And then I'll leave you with this. So take it back to vision, but the way we think it is we want to build this whole new curriculum. We want to build it on devices, and we want to really look at those crisis points and start filling the gaps and basically bring consciousness up. I mean, that's what we're about to launch a new for-profit on top of Gamedesk that will be a larger umbrella, which will be about big shifts in bringing people up, but kids and adults alike. And how do we allow people to pursue their passions, pursue their curiosity, their entire lives, and get to mastery, and get to that level. And so our new ideas is, there's a map for the road, but you need a map for your life. And so this is the direction that we're heading. If we can build all of these skills, passion, persistence, entrepreneurialism, leadership, it's really designing apps and technologies that allow someone to reach their potential, their full potential. That's what we all want to reach, right? And if we can get everybody doing that, then we can get to Earth 2.0, which is the goal. Thank you very much.